And then I can say that it's the lowest price. So starting at $1, it's going to take 20% off, or I think it's minus 20. So that's an example of in the system how you would add a new coupon. Or I can go here to some example coupons. Here's an example that just gives 10% off if you order one or more of these units, or an example of a range where if you order one, you get 0 off. If you order 12, you get $3 off. If you order up to 48, you get $4 off. So just a variety of ways that you can do discounts and specials in there. There's even more advanced. That's a basic view. If you went to active discounts, actually, you'd be able to also go in and adjust with a finer degree what's actually happening. So I could go over to this promo 20 coupon, and I could restrict, for instance, what products are available or that this applies to. I can adjust further what stores it applies to, or I'd be able to adjust what categories. So if I wanted to only discount stethoscopes for the month of August, I could just select which categories of products that discount is going to apply to. We're always adding and updating how the system works. There's constantly improvements. That is part of what you get with the license, is that it's not a simple shopping cart where everything is static. We're constantly taking feedback from our users and improving how it works. Depending on the package that you've purchased with your license, you get use of every single additional option, or if you need to budget yourself to start with, then certain options might cost extra to use. But one example would be, we're just rolling out right now something called the Deal of the Day, that it's not even working in my demo. But Deal of the Day, for example, on one of these demo stores allows you, let's go back, I think Ace Uniforms had a Deal of the Day module installed, and that allows you to manage every single day. You could set up different products and very easily manage how much discount you're giving on each product each day. You can change it each day, or you could just set it to randomly grab some and apply it, or you could set it to just run the same deal for X amount of time. You can adjust it for how many products you're featuring. It's an excellent tool. We're concentrating more and more on ways that we can help the users merchandise the products on home pages and interior pages to better attract repeat shopping. Let's go back to the admin area. Within the admin, what we've looked at so far was orders, and we looked at discounts. From the dashboard, you can see that the system is organized pretty much how from a product perspective, pretty much how our industry operates. We start by setting up a manufacturer, then we set up the manufacturer's options. In other words, I can show you a preview up here. So let's say for 511 Tactical, okay, they sell their products organized by color and fit and inseam and length, panels, sizes, waists, widths. So as you know, being in this industry, many companies talk and size their products differently. Even though they all call it size, their scales are different. Even though they all call it navy, their swatches are different. So the best way to organize products for our industry is by manufacturer, and then to set up the various options within that manufacturer. If you ask UniformMarket to load catalogs for you and you participate in a subscription program where we're automatically updating the catalogs for you, all of this information comes in with that catalog, as well as then the categories. So categories might be at a top level, medical or law enforcement, but within each manufacturer, there's also categories arranged how that manufacturer typically arranges their products. And then you can go in and mix and match the categories yourself and select categories from various manufacturers, make them subcategories of a general category that you wish to display on your site, and then all of those products from those various manufacturers will appear underneath that general category. Finally, once you've set up your manufacturer and your options and your categories, you then can start manipulating products. So let's look at a particular product. If I click on Edit Products, you'll see that in this particular demo store, we have, a lot of products. We have 365 pages worth of products showing 20 products per page. I could adjust this and show more or less per page. That's basically a choice as far as how fast you want your screens to refresh. Obviously, if I built a page with all the products on it, it would take a long time to load to my browser. But so let's say I wanted to look at this ATAC Shield boot for $159.99. I'd click on it here. Then I'd see a whole bunch of information about that. I'd see the general data about it. I'd see the general SKUs. And this information is all very basic as far as what you might call the generic way this product is sold by the manufacturer. It uses color and fit and size and width to talk about the product and all the general information. Then I can look at, okay, here's the basic SKUs about it. So it comes in black, regular 6.5. It comes in, and in this case, I'm not sure why fit and width are in here. My guess is it's just an error on the product we happen to pick. It should likely only be width and not fit. Once all of this is set up, you can click on Stores, and you would assign this product then to appear in one or many of your stores. This is all grayed out because, again, in the demo version, everything is turned off. We can only look. We can't make changes. But I wanted to show you in the demo version so that you can go back at any point yourselves, click on our public website, go to the demo stores, and log into the admin. This boot, for example, then, has been checked in the Fargo Police Department as well as in the public store. Once I assigned it to these and I hit Update, it then allows me to override this information. So I would be able to say for the Fargo Police Department, I could check this box for the price and change the price from $159 to $129.99, or whatever contract price I have with the Fargo Police Department to sell that boot to them for X amount of time, yet that price, a contract price. So again, we arrived at this by, from the dashboard, we saw that the manufacturer was set up, the options were set up, the categories were set up, and then we were able to look at the product and see what stores it was assigned to. The same principles apply if I wanted to set up a new product. I could click on Add Product, and then I could start, typing in the info for it. At this point, it is all, again, in the demo area turned off, so we can't walk through that in and of itself. The same applies to categories. I can go and I can edit the categories associated with a particular manufacturer, or I could add categories in general. So for instance, again, picking on 511 Tactical as a catalog, if I click on 511 Tactical, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of subcategories that go with that. I can add or subtract subcategories. I can edit the description of that category. In general, if you're having UniformMarket maintain that catalog for you, you generally don't touch the manufacturer categories. Generally, you go in and you create categories that you want to use for a specific customer store or for a general sales purpose. So you can organize it to say, I want to display medical products, and this is the way I want to display them. You can also restrict the view by any store. So if I go here and say, well, for the Fargo Police Department, let me search and see what products they have. And that function is turned off in our demo. Let me restrict it by big boy and see if it shows. This must be turned off in our demo. My apologies. I have to turn that back on. So I restricted by the public store. So notice that it's only showing me 32 pages of products, whereas we had, I think, like 36 pages of products in our entire store. So if I go back to Ignore Stores and say Search, I now see, 70 pages worth of, I apologize. we're looking at categories, not products. Duh. So there are no categories assigned to the Fargo Police Department. I'm going to go up here to active products, and the same principle applies, where right now I'm looking at 365 pages worth of products, and if I want to see, well, only show me what products I've assigned to the Fargo Police Department, I can click that, say search, and now it shows me 174 pages. Well, that may be a very large police department, or more likely what has happened in this case is the police department has said, well, please display all of 511's products for us, along with everything else that we purchased from you. We want to just be able to browse, for instance, all of 511's products in our private store that you have set up for us. Again, it's going to fit what your customer wants. You adjust it so that if they want it, when they log in, they only see their items, or they only see certain catalogs, they only see certain sizes, certain colors. All of that is adjustable. All of the decoration options can be adjusted. So you could set it that they have a choice between two different emblems. That is this row that we've just reviewed. We also looked at orders. In order to manage customers, you click on Edit. When a customer shops on your public site, they are registered, and they fill out a registration form, just like when you're shopping on Amazon or any other common shopping cart environment. They can set up a little account for themselves with a login and password and do their shopping. For your customer stores, you have the ability also to import customers via a Excel spreadsheet. You have the ability to manage those customers and assign them to different stores. So if I looked at LASD here, Lynn Keegan, and I can see that Lynn is assigned to the public store. But I could, if this was enabled in the demo again, you could pull the menu down and assign them to the big boy restaurants. Or so you can have customers that access your public store. You can have customers that access each individual private store. You manage them all from one location. You don't have to set up individual shopping carts and software to manage each of your customer stores. You can manage them all from one location. You can also run reports for a single store or across many of these stores. So if you click on the reports area, from the reports area, you can run a report on customers. So I could export all of the customers. I can send it out to a CSV Excel file. I could make a PDF out of it, or I could just view it on an HTML page. Again, this is turned off, the generate function, but this gives you an idea of the variety of reports that you can run. You can export your orders and pick and choose which fields you want to include in the order. Typically, the flow is customers, when someone places an order on the website, it immediately emails your customer an attractive receipt with all of your logo and contact information and return policy on there. It also emails one or many people at your organization a copy of the order, and it obviously puts the order here in your admin that you can go and print out and retrieve. So depending on whether your customers are using credit cards, purchase orders, allowance programs, because our system supports allowance programs and payroll deduct programs. So depending on all of that, you either use the email as the event that triggers you, the same as if you got a fax or a phone order, and you start to process that order, or you can log in and print the orders out from the admin here and deal with it. For advanced users, we have a number of companies that have our system tied into their systems, where it immediately sends the order, injects it into their back-end systems where they do all of their order management. That obviously is custom integration. If that's something you're interested in, you contact us, and there hasn't been a system yet that we haven't been able to tie into. So that is reports. The stores, we saw how you can assign categories or products to a particular store.